The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are once again. It's another Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning in London. It's 1 a.m., 3 a.m. in Israel, and it's 9 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. Those guys are up and at 'em. They're getting ready to start their day. And here we are. They're into their Friday. We didn't get there just yet. But we're on our way. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Talk Back Live. This is a program where we get together each week at this time, and we get together, we have a little conversation, talk, and have a lot of fun, and get everybody involved in the show. Now, depending on where you are, you may be in a different time zone. So if you are, look at your clock right now. See what you have. Whatever it says on your clock, that's what time we come on in your area each week. Now, we're on the Eastern time zone, and we're coming from New York, by the way. That's where we originate. But that doesn't mean we can't contact you wherever we are. We can contact you anywhere around the world. We're global, and we hope that whatever part of the world that you're in, you're watching us, and we want you to get involved in the show. A lot of you guys have been around with us for a long time, so each week I have to thank you. I couldn't thank you enough for sticking with us all of this time. So thank you. So now it'll give me a little time to chat with the people who may possibly be new, who may possibly be here for the very first time. Let me introduce myself to you. My name is Frank Allan, and the name of the show, again, is called Talk Back Live. And of course, this is how we handle the show. Now, each week when we come in, I start prepping the show because right now I am in prep mode. So I'm getting the show started. But at any time at all, even right now as we speak, you can chime in right away. All you have to do is use the keyboard on your computer, your telephone, your tablet, and your computer could be laptop, it could be desktop, anything at all. All you have to do is let your fingers do the walking, type whatever you have to type in. I will see you right there on the big screen, and of course, I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas because that's what the show is all about. Free of exchange of ideas and of opinions. And I know that you guys have a lot of those. And of course, we always welcome them here. And we've got a lot of things to talk about today. Of course, as I said, you can get involved. Now, if there's anything in particular that you want to talk about, because I may throw out a conversation, that's how I start the show. But at any time at all, if there's something that you want to talk about in particular, let it out. Feel free. We'll acknowledge you because if it's important to you, it's important to us as well. Because we talk about just about anything on the planet. Anything that you want to talk about that may interest you and you think that may interest the rest of us, let's get involved in it. And that's the way we do things around here. So here we are on Talk Back Live. And as I said, a whole full hour of all of this. And those of you who are new, you ought to know that we come on 3 different platforms. Yes, indeed. We're on Facebook, live on YouTube, Instagram as well. And any one of those 3 platforms will get you there. Okay? And you can talk to us just as well. All right? And also, if you can take the time right now to whatever platform that you're watching us on right now, I want you to cut and paste that platform. That's the link of where you are, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. And cut and paste it and send it to all of your friends. As many as you can, maybe not all of your friends, as many as you can, as many as you want, because we want them in on the show too. Now, when they see that coming from you, that's like tagging them. And when they see that information coming from you, they'll know it's from you. and all they have to do is click onto that information and brings them right here. That's how you do it. That's how you get them involved. If you don't want to call them on the phone, you could always do what I just told you. Cut and paste the platform that you're on, and it'll bring them right exactly to where you are, and they can watch the show just as well. And if they like what they see, if they like what they hear, of course, they'll come back again and again, hopefully, just like you. And tell them to tell their friends about it. Tell all of your family and friends about this show. Get them all involved. And we would really like that. And again, so if you can do that for us, that's very important to us. Now, the other thing that we want you to do too, especially you guys who watch us on YouTube. Now, YouTube is our channel. We have a YouTube channel, and hopefully that you're watching us on there right now. The YouTube channel, what we want you to do is, if you haven't done it thus far, take the opportunity to do it right now. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's right. You see an area right there where it says subscribe. Well, what you do is drag your mouse over to that little border. It's in black border, white print, and it says subscribe. Click onto it, and that's it. You're in. Now, before you ask the question, is there anything involved as far as money is concerned? Do I have to pay anything? Not a thing. We don't have one of those got you kind of things that, you know how sometimes you subscribe to something and they say, well, we'll give you 6 days free trial. They don't come back and ask you, would you like to continue? They'll just charge you right away, right? You may not want that. So we're telling you right up front, we don't charge you for anything. All right. There's no tricks involved here. The only thing that you have to do is keep all of your friends and your relatives, your family, all of them involved. Let them know about us. That's all we ask you to do. Now, the reason why we want you to subscribe is because that gives us an opportunity to keep a track on how many people are out there following us and participating, and we count them all. My producers, they have something to do now. So we count them all, we find them all, and we hope that they stay with us and communicate. Now, the other reason that's beneficial to you is that, let's say, for instance, next week, you forget about the show. This is your first time, but you already subscribed. That gives you the opportunity to know that when we come on live, it gives you an instant notification. And you can say, gosh, I forgot about it. Click onto that instant notification, and it brings you right to the show immediately, and you don't have to miss a thing. See? Who could ask for anything more, right? So do that. Get everybody involved in there, and let them know, that instant notification is very important, because a lot of people do forget about it. Now, if I were a listener or a viewer, I would be human too, and I probably forget about certain things, even though they may be a show that I like. Now, I know shows that I watch on TV religiously, I never forget about them because I know right up front, particularly wrestling. And I know exactly when it's coming on, and so I don't even need an instant notification for that. I know exactly when it's coming on because my brain is already saying, okay, 8:00 tonight, it's coming on. Or the Yankee game is coming on. I don't have to worry about it. All I have to do is just wait for the hour for it to come on, and I just turn on the channel. But with this, you get an instant notification. Now, wrestling, baseball, they don't give you instant notifications. You have to know exactly when they're coming on and keep tuned to it. But we give you the instant notification. So there you go. You have all of that. That's coming up. Now, we do normal things too, as we talk to you as well, and we want to keep talking to you. But we do normal things around here. For instance, we've got some of our talking and shows. Now, we have a show inside the show called Sports Update. The latest developments in today's world of sports. Brian Camp is the host of the show. A lot of people ask about Brian. Brian is on a little hiatus. He's going to be back. All right. I'm telling you now, he's going to be back. We'll let you know when that's happening. He's on hiatus right now, but he will be back. And in the meantime, we're going to be updating you. He left us information on what to do, what to say, how to deliver the sports. So all of that, he was nice enough to do that until he comes back from his little hiatus. All right. So we're going to cover that for him. Sports is going to be coming up, but usually he comes out of North Carolina. And those of you who are familiar with the show and you're regulars to the show, he comes on live and you can see him right on the screen. Except if you're watching us on Instagram, there's no screen because we don't have that luxury to do. But if you watch us on Facebook and YouTube, you can see him on the screen, and you can ask questions, sports-related questions. Now since he's not going to be here for a while, we're going to cancel all of that out. All right. Now, if I happen to know something, you could ask. You could ask, and I will play the role. If you have any sports-related questions, I will answer the questions the best I can. And if I don't have the answers, I will get in contact with Brian until he gets back, and he'll give me that information. I'll make notation of it, give it to my producer, tell him to put it into the playlist. This way I won't miss it, and we'll have the answers for you. But in the meantime, this is how we're going to operate. We got that coming up too. So latest developments in today's world of sports. As a matter of fact, it's not too far away, a few minutes from now, right in this particular half hour of the show. Also, we have this day in history. Now, here we are. It's a brand new month, and here we are, July 3rd. Now, something happened July 3rd. Every day, something happens that makes history. And today is July 3rd, and we're going to go back in time and dig up some stuff because I have a laundry list of a few things that happened on this day in history. And we're going to have that for you. That's coming up later on in the program. Also, for you movie buffs, well, the weekend is coming up, and we got a long weekend. It's a long holiday weekend, the 4th of July holiday weekend. And of course, you guys are going to be doing a lot of things. I don't have to tell you what you're going to be doing. You guys know exactly what you're going to be doing or where you're going to be going. People are taking flights and everything. But if you just want to take the time on that holiday and just relax, and you don't have to relax totally, but if you get a period of your long weekend that you want to say, okay, I'm going to relax for a while. And in the meantime, you want to catch up on some old movies. Well, that's where I come in. And so what I'm going to do is that I am going to put my 2 cents into the mix. All right. Now, each week I go to Turner Classic Movies. And what I do is I go there and I look at something that may be of interest to you, movies that I think that may be of interest to you that's worth watching. And I pick them out and I'll recycle for you. So I have a few of those coming up. And of course, I know you guys are very resourceful when it comes to entertainment. You know where to go to find entertainment. You know exactly where to go to find movies that you like because we have so many sources that we didn't have years ago. You have Netflix, Paramount, and all of these other apps. And a lot of these apps are free. Not Netflix or Paramount, Disney and all of those. They're all, you got them all. And then again, the free apps that contains a lot of great movies. All right. So that's one of the things I'm going to be doing. And that's towards the end of the show, where I will be giving you information on what to watch, movies to watch. That's all coming up later in the program. Remember that all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talkback Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people on Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, or any other social media outlet, and even Instagram. Can't forget that. All right. And so that's our disclaimer. Okay. We got it all going for you. So thank you guys for being along with us. We're going to try to make the best of it. I want to say hello to you guys. If you guys so inclined to want to say hello, please feel free. And again, if you want to take the time out to just say hi, and I'll see you right there on the big screen. Now, I know when a lot of people pop up, I see you when you pop up, and you might not want to say anything. I understand that. So, out of respect, I will never say a word unless you say something first. Because a lot of people just want to sit back, relax, and just watch the show and not get involved in conversation, especially people who are here for the very first time. They want to make sense of the show and they want to find out how it works. You know how you want to do, you want to get acquainted. And this is a good place to get acquainted with other people as well. Keep in mind that when you talk to me, you don't have to always talk to me as well. There are people out there too that you can talk to as well. You can do that as well. You can make friends, man. We talk to each other. That's the good thing about this show. It's not just talking to the host. You're talking to everyone that comes in. So if you're one of those people that's so inclined to want to do that, feel free. And again, if you just rather sit back and watch the show, that's okay too. Now, depending on where you are, I don't know, on the other side of the world is daytime, and we're just wrapping up our day here. Like I said, let's say, for instance, in Tokyo, it's after 9 o'clock in the morning over there. Now, you guys may be on your coffee break over there. And if you're on your coffee break, take the time and spend your coffee break at your desk. Some guys, people crowd around the water cooler, talking about all kinds of things, talking about what happened last night. There you go. That's what's happening. So, guys, thank you so much again for being along with us. We want you to stay with us and make sure that everything is on the up and up. Now, here we are. This is the first show. This is our very first show of a brand new month, July 3rd, right? And tomorrow is the 4th, and we'll talk about what you guys want to do. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about on July 4th, right? Okay. But we're today, July 4th, and all of this month in July 4th. And this is a good time to talk about it because it's National Ice Cream Month. Can you all this month in July? It's National Ice Cream Month. What is your favorite flavor ice cream? I have a abundance of flavor, but there are certain flavors that I just stick with religiously. I love ice creams like pistachio. I like rum raisin. My favorite is butter pecan or pecan, depending on where you're coming from. I like chocolate. As far as vanilla, you have to have a mix of other ice creams. A lot of people like vanilla ice cream. Vanilla ice cream to me is a little bland, but if I mix it with other flavors, that'll be great. All right. For instance, they have this ice cream called Napoleon. That's a mixture of chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. I could deal with that. Plain vanilla ice cream, you're going to have to hit me with something else along with it. But there's a lot of few. What's your favorite? Everybody has a favorite. So it's National Ice Cream Month. It's also National Hot Dog Month. Now, this is summertime we're talking about. And in summertime, of course, whenever you think ice cream, you think summer. Whenever you think hot dogs, you think summer. At the baseball game at Coney Island in New York, you think about all of that, right? So this is the month that we are paying attention to these two items, National Ice Cream Month and National Hot Dog Month. Get your ice cream, get your hot dogs. I don't know if they're free of charge, but get them. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being along with us right here on this day. It's the July 3rd. And we're going to be with you for a whole full hour. Jimmy Swaggart, a scandal-plagued Pentecostal televangelist who's known for his fire and brimstone sermonizing and who waged a fiery campaign against rock and roll, even though he was a cousin of rock pioneer Jerry Lee Lewis and country singer Mickey Gilley died Tuesday. Swaggart was inducted into the Southern Gospel Music Hall of Fame on June 30th. That was one day before his death. A formal introduction ceremony will be held in September, which his son, Donnie Swaggart, was already scheduled to accept the honor for him. And Swaggart was 90 years old. Sorry to hear about that. Okay, now we talk about it. And as I said, as promised, I'm going to bring you the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Now, Brian is usually here for this. But as I told you earlier, and if you're just joining us right now, Brian is on hiatus, but he'll be back. He'll be back. But each week he sends us information on sports and sports update. So let's get started right now. Here we are, July 3rd, and on this day, July 3rd, back in 1944, Oriole Park, then was a minor league stadium, had burned down. Speculation was a cigarette. Back in 1966, on this day, Tony Clogging, Clogginger, the first National League pitcher player who hit 2 grand slams in a game. And in 1973, brothers Gaylord and Jim Perry, the two brothers, they faced each other in a pitching duel. In 2020, MLB ASG had planned to be hosted on July 14th by the LA Dodgers, was canceled due to government restrictions imposed during the COVID-19 pandemic. Birthdays on this day, 1953, Frank Tanana. He was a Major League Baseball pitcher and a 3-time All-Star, and he was born in Detroit, Michigan. Back in 1955, Matt Kruger of the Oakland A's was born in Pomona, California. In 1965, Craig Vaughn of the Milwaukee Brewers was born in Sacramento, California. In 1966, Moises Alou, a Major League outfielder, was born in Atlanta, Georgia. In 1966, Neil O'Donnell of the Pittsburgh Steelers was born in Morristown, New Jersey. And in 1967, Brian Cashman, executive of the New York Yankees, was born in Rockville Center, Long Island. That's in New York. And in other sports, the WBA is expanding in 18 teams over the next 5 years, with Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia set to join the league by 2030. Cleveland will begin play in 2028, Detroit in 2029, and Philadelphia the season after, assuming they get the approval from the NBA and WNBA Board of Governors. Toronto and Portland will enter the league next year. All 3 new teams announced Monday have NBA ownership groups. Now, each paid a $250 million expansion fee, which is about 5 times as much of the Golden State dish out for a team a few years ago. Now, all 3 teams will also be investing more money through building practice facilities and other such amenities. Jabari Smith is signing a 5-year, $122 million extension to the Rockies contract with the Houston Rockets. The deal secures Smith services with the Rockies, or the Rockets, through the 2030-31 season, as Houston locks up his core around the newly acquired Kevin Durant. The deal acquires or ensures that Smith won't test free agency next off season. And Smith will sign the extension with 1 year remaining of his 4-year, $40.3 million Rocky contract. American businesswoman Michelle Kang has taken over as president of the 7-time French, the French champion Lion, after John Textor resigns following the club's regulation over the financial irrigations. And Klang is also a majority owner of the Lions women's team and has been on the Lions board of directors since 2023. Lions said in a statement that Kang will play an active role in leading the club's appeal against the regulation handed down last Tuesday by the French League's Soccer Watch, which is also known as GNCG. The case is expected to be heard within the next week. The finals of the King and the Queen of Ring tournaments came to an end last Saturday at the WWE Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, and it came with the major stakes attached. Now, Cody Rhodes defeated Randy Orton on the men's side, and Jade Cargill defeated Asuka in the women's bracket. Asuka nearly had the storm at the Cargill brought to Rydia team, and she had Cargill in a submission hold, but Cargill was able to break out of the hole and break free. Cargill interrupted Oscar's impressed attempt, impressed impact, and she hit her with the jaded, and that's her trademark hold. Patrick Reed told he lost the lead with 3/75, and then a toward for the making of 15-foot birdie putt on the first hole of the four men's playoff Sunday at the LAV Golf Dallas. And his first titles said joining the Saudi Arabia Fund League in 2022. Reed, who started the final roll with a 3-shot lead, fell behind the late in the day in the Marido Golf Club until Genie Chero Kozomi made bogey on the 18th hole and then made par on his final hole at the number one for 68. Now, we're going to mention the Yankees because this coming weekend, there's a lot of great sports, a lot of great baseball coming up this weekend. And the Yankees, for all you guys who are Yankees and Met fans, well, the Yankees and the Mets are facing each other this coming weekend. This is the second Subway Series is happening. And they're going to be playing at City Park, or City Field, I should say, at City Field. So the Mets will be hosting them. The last time around, the Yankees hosted the Mets at Yankee Stadium. And of course, the Mets took 2 games away from them. So we're going to have to see what happens this time around. So if you're a Yankee, if you're a Met, look forward to the game. Look at your local, depending on where you are, look at your local listings and find out where the games come on in your area. All right. That's coming up this weekend. And so a lot of people will be looking forward to that. And speaking of the 4th of July, there are a lot of things coming up the 4th of July. And of course, I know you guys are looking forward to that's tomorrow. And I know here in New York City, we've got a lot of fireworks coming up. Now, here in New York City, I speak for New York City because I know New York City. I live in New York City. And we have the fireworks. Now, we used to have fireworks in 2 different locations at one time. Way downtown where the seaport was, where the river, over there downtown, way downtown, over on South Street. Now, I'm not sure if they're doing it this year because South Street changed so much. There used to be a lot of people that used to go there. There used to be Pier 17 where everyone congregated. They took Pier 17 down. They rebuilt it. It's something else. I haven't been there since the original Pier 17. And I know every year they would have the fireworks going on. And simultaneously, they had the fireworks going at the Macy Fireworks Parade. And that would be like in mid-Manhattan, close to mid-Manhattan. And so a lot of people are coming from all over, from different boroughs all over, just to see the fireworks erupt that night. That's coming along. So we urge you, if you're a New Yorker and you're going to go see the fireworks, please be very careful. They're going to be having a lot of people. Security is going to be beefed. You're going to have a lot of people there because we want to make sure everyone is safe. Now, with a crowd like that, you definitely want to make sure everything is safe. Anytime you have events like parades and things like the fireworks that are coming up, they always beef up security, make sure everybody's okay because the crowds, they get big. And in New York, we draw a big crowd for everything. And so if you're going to go out there, be safe. Also, keep your car home. Take mass transit. Don't drive. There's not going to be anything to park. No places to park. I can tell you that right now. No places to park. So please keep your car home. Jump on the subway, the bus, or any kind of commute. Even if you want to take a taxi cab, but do not use your car. I guarantee you, you won't find any parking space anywhere. All right. Okay. And of course, you guys are going to be doing a lot of things. And speaking of New York, of course, I have to mention the other places where New Yorkers, they go to Coney Island and they have a ball there too as well. So Coney Island is going to be open. Coney Island is good for fireworks. So you have Coney Island fireworks as well. So you're going to have the Coney Island fireworks. You're going to have the fireworks, the Macy's fireworks in Manhattan, and possibly downtown Manhattan, way down near the river, over there at the South Street. You may have fireworks there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I'm not really sure. Like I said, they change the complexion and of the places over there. So I don't know if people actually congregate a lot in that area, but that's something to look forward to if it is. So let's say, for instance, it may happen, right? Fireworks may happen over there. So you have 3 different places to go to see a fireworks. And you have Coney Island in Brooklyn, the fireworks. And people will be shooting off their own fireworks, which, by the way, I have to say something about that. I don't think you should go there. I don't think you should go to the fireworks. Shoot your own fireworks. Leave the fireworks to the professionals. Now, the professionals are the people who blow them off, like in Seaport, at the Seaport, at Coney Island, and the Macy's Day fireworks, Macy's fireworks. Those are all professionals. They know how to do it. You want to stay away from the firecrackers, the cherry bombs, the ash cans, and all of that stuff. Very dangerous. People have sparkles. Now, sparkles don't blow up. People that have these long things, but they kind of look like incense sticks, right? And you light them up and you could twirl them around, and it only lasts for a few seconds. It burns out. Your sparkle will burn out. There's no harm in that. Because when I was a little boy, we used to have those things. We used to fire them up, and then we used to toss them up in the air. You could see the sparkles come up. But that wasn't so dangerous. That wasn't so dangerous because they didn't last that long anyway. They blew out. I believe they are fireproof things that you could use. Sparkles, they do it, but don't do it in the house, and don't do it and throw it out the window where people may be walking by. You want to be outside. You want to do it. If you feel like throwing it up in the air, but watch it where you throw it. You never know. All right. But as far as the fireworks are concerned, please leave them to the professionals. I'm telling you, leave them to the professionals. And then a lot of people are going to be cooking out, right? That's the most important thing. Everybody wants to do the 4th of July holiday. They want to do the cookouts and things like that. So people will be cooking out. People will be doing that. Now, July 4th is a special time for me. I have family that was born on the 4th of July. Now, maybe you were a 4th of July baby. Maybe you were born on the 4th of July. Were you? Well, I have an uncle who's no longer with us, my mother's brother, who passed away some years ago. Would have been celebrating his birthday tomorrow on the 4th of July. And I remember every 4th of July, we used to go to his house and celebrate his birthday with him. And then we used to have backyard barbecues and all of that stuff. And in my earlier years, when I was living in Brooklyn, in the Coney Island area, we every year, never failed. There was always a celebration for the 4th of July, and we did it our way. Backyard barbecue, cookouts. We even made our own ice cream. I had fond memories of the 4th of July back in Brooklyn. So yes, I did have a uncle that was born on that day, 4th of July. Also, a great grandmother who was born on the 4th of July. Now, I never met her, but she was a woman that, even though I didn't met her, very proud of her, very proud of the blood that I inherited from her. She's a, she was a Native American Cherokee, full-blooded Native American. So proud of that blood. I never got a chance to meet her. She died months before I was born. The same year I was born, but she died months before that. Never had an opportunity to meet her. And my mom used to tell me all kinds of great stories about her. He said, you would have loved her. So those are the two celebrations for me that I will be acknowledging on the 4th of July, my uncle and my great grandmother. Okay. What are you celebrating for the 4th of July? Whatever it is that you're celebrating, I hope it's safe. Make it safe. Okay. Be safe. That's the most important thing. Okay, I think I'm going to go back in time. I think it's that time to go back in time because we're going to go back in time on this day in history. And back in time on this day in history, 1944, Double Immunity, starring Fred McMurray and Barbara Stanwyck, was released in Baltimore, Maryland. On this day in history, 1958, the Andy Williams Show premieres on ABC as a summer series. Later, it wound up on CBS and then NBC. On this day in history, in 1976, Brian Wilson performs with the Beach Boys for the first time after his 12-year stage absence at, excuse me, Anaheim Stadium in California. In 1978, U.S. Supreme Court rules 5-4. FCC had a right to reprimand New York radio station WBAI, that's in New York, for broadcasting George Collins' filthy words. How times have changed. And back in 1981, New York City transit fare rises from 60 cents to 75 cents with the new the cutout token. The Y. Those of you who are in New York, you know what I'm talking about. And back in 1985, Back to the Future, starring Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, is released. In 2018, Cardi B becomes the first female rapper to get a #1 U.S. Billboard hit with I Like It, with Bad Bunny and J Balvin. Shall we go? Okay. They say I can go. Okay, let's see. Composer, actor, and singer George M. Cohan was born on this day in 1878. He was born in Providence, Rhode Island. He died November 5th, 1942, at the age of 64 years old. He died from cancer. In 1923, jazz singer Johnny Hartman was born in Houma, Louisiana. He died in 1983. In 1926, jazz trumpeter Johnny Coles, who's better known as Johnny C. Little Johnny C. was born in Trenton, New Jersey. He died in 1997. On this day in history in 1940, R&B and soul singer Fatana Bass, you remember when she did that song in the 60s called Rescue Me, was born in St. Louis, Missouri. She died in 2012. In 1942, on this day in history, jazz organist Dr. Lonnie Smith was born in Lackawanna, New York. And he died in 2021. On this day in history, 1945, actor Michael Cole, who played Pete on the Mod Squad, was born in Madison, Wisconsin, and he died in 2024. On this day in history, 1946, jazz saxophonist John Clemmer was born in Chicago, Illinois. He's 79 years old today. 1946, on this day in history, country singer Johnny Lee, with his song Looking for Love in All the Right Places, was born in Texas, in Texas City, Texas, at the age, he's right now 76 years old. In 1949, Johnny Wilder Jr. Now, he was the leader, I believe, of a group, the R&B group called Heatwave, Always and Forever. He was born in Dayton, Ohio. He died in 2006. On this day in history, 1952, singer Laura Branigan with her hit Gloria was born in Mount Kisco, New York. and she died in 2004. Back in 1956, TV talk show host Montel Williams was born in Baltimore, Maryland, and he's 69 years old today. In 1957, Faye Resnick, TV personality and author of the Nicole Brown Simpson Private Diary. I read that book, and she was born on this day in Brentwood, California. She's 68 years old today. Actor Tom Cruise was born on this day in 1962 in Syracuse, New York. He's 63 years old today. Actress Olivia Munn was born on this day in 1980 in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. She's 45 years old today. On this day in history, back in 1920, film director John Ford weds Mary Smith in 1951. Author Maya Angelou weds Thomas J. Angelos. In 1965, the late politician John McCain weds his first wife, model Carol Shep, and they got divorced in 1980. In 1992, American U.S. Senator from Massachusetts Ted Kennedy marries his second wife, Victoria Reggie, until his death in 2006. In 1994, actress Natasha Richardson weds actor Liam Reason in New York. In 2001, actor Jason Bateman weds actress Amanda Anker. In 2004, actress Tori Spelling weds actor Charlie Sheenan in Bel Air, California. In 2002, pop singer Gwen Stefani weds country singer Blake Shelton in Tishomingo, Ohio. I'm sorry, that's Oklahoma. In 1929, playwright Eugene O'Neill divorced his second wife, novelist Agnes Bolton, after 11 years of marriage. Jim Morrison of The Doors died on this day in 1971. He was only 27 years old. He died from heart failure, allegedly caused from an accidental overdose of heroin. And he was born December 8th, 1943 in Melbourne, Florida. Singer Rudy Valley died on this day in 1986 at the age of 84 years old. He was born July 28th, 1901, and he was born in Island Pond, Vermont. In 1989, actor Jim Backus, who was the voiceover of Mr. Magoo, also played in Rebel Without a Cause and Gilligan's Island. He dies of pneumonia at the age of 76. In 1993, Joe DeRitta, who played Curly Joe of the Three Stooges, dies of pneumonia at the age of 83. In 2012, Andy Griffith of The Andy Griffith Show and Matlock dies from a heart attack at the age of 86. And 2019, Artie Johnson of Laugh-It dies at the age of 90. And that's what's happening on this day in history. Now, if you know that something is happening on this day in history and you like to talk about it, you like to take time and say, hey, I know something that you don't know, or maybe you just forgot about it or didn't mention it, let us know. Just type it in there. I'll see it. And whatever's happening on this day in history that you know about, we'll relay it to everyone else who's watching it. Simple as that. So that's what's happening on this day in history. I always ask you guys, too, if you like to always indulge in conversation, and if you do, we appreciate that. And we like to say hello to all of you guys who are out there right now. And thank you so much for watching and listening. But for those of you who decide, something, I'm just going to just watch the show every week. I'm a shy guy. But I tell you what, if you'd like to get in touch with me, if you're not shy about that, you can do that. All right. Now, I'm very easy to get in touch with. I have two sources that you can do that with. I have an email address and I have a telephone number. All right. Now, I'm going to give you both. One at a time, though. I'm going to give you the email address first. How about that? Okay. The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. All right. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Prod is PROD. That's short for Productions. I really want you to spell it right, Allan. Frank Allen Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allen Prod at AOL.com. Because if you spell Allen wrong, like there are different ways of spelling it, but there's no wrong way of spelling Allen. It's just that they spell them different ways. You could spell it Allen, Allin, Allyn, and so forth and so on. Allan, but my way is Allan. This way, you're sure to get in touch with me if you're emailing me, because one character will blow the whole deal. It's Frank Allen Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allen Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641 715 3900, extension 467134. That's 641 715 3900, extension 467134. Okay. Now, remember, you could email me, you could call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. If you're going to call, you can call and leave a message. And of course, since you are so kind to get in touch with us, we're going to return the favor by getting back to you if you need us to do that. Okay. And you don't have to call for any specific reason. You can call or email just to say hi. That's it. I saw the show. Or you want to critique the show. Or you have suggestions about the show. Anything like that. All right. We're open. We're open for listening. And we take all of these things in consideration. We can't promise you anything, but we take everything in consideration. We do promise one thing, is that we listen. That's the one thing that we promise to do, is always listen to you. Okay? If you have a birthday coming up or any kind of event that you think that may be of interest to all of us, you can add that. You can write us and we'll announce it right here. Very simple. Did I hear you right? Are you asking me, do you have to pay for it? No, of course not. Remember I told you earlier, we ask for no money here, right? Just look at it as a free will, a goodwill kind of situation. Look at it that way, all right? Because you take the time to watch us, we want to serve you as well, okay? So let me give you that phone number once again. That phone number is first the email, frankallenprod at AOL.com. That's frankallenprod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641 715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. We will always be happy to hear from you. We look forward to you at all times. We always look forward to your correspondence. So do that, okay? I didn't really want to go here, because I'm depressed enough about it. But all of you guys know that the big ugly bill, some people refer to as a big beautiful bill, was passed by the House earlier, and today by the Senate. And it took them all of these hours to get it done. So the big ugly bill is passed. What does that mean for you? Well, that may mean that if you rely on certain government things, if you rely on certain things like food stamps or Medicaid or any other government company that you rely on for your family, food stamps or anything like that, if you rely on that, well, it's now saying that all of that may be cut. A lot of people may be losing that. How long will that kick in? How long will it take for that kick in? No one knows. But here we are, and people are frightened. What else it might mean that people may not be able to get to hospitals because they shut down hospitals, which at one point would have been an easy, quick 5 seconds or 5 minutes to get to a hospital. They close it down. Now you have to ride or drive 50 50 minutes, 50 miles, I'm sorry, to a hospital, 50 miles, which is about a what, 1 hour drive, ballpark. What else does it mean? It means that children will be starving because they don't get the funds, which means USAID is going to go down the tubes. That is very important for people who actually need it. Think about in a couple of months when hurricane season comes around. And in those areas where hurricanes hit hard, it's the most, tearing off roofs off houses, knocking down houses, people are homeless. And there's no one to come around to provide water, food, bread, or anything like that down the drain. You're asking, where is all of that money going? It's going to the pockets of the rich, the famous, the billionaires, and big time companies, corporations owned by billionaires. And this is where we are. And people are frightened. People are worrying about where their next meal is coming from. So that's Donald Trump's big, ugly bill that was passed through the Senate. I got to tell you something, guys. I believe in karma. I really do. I believe in karma. And I believe you get back what you put out. This is not the only thing. In Florida, you saw it with a felon and the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, took a trip down to what they call Alligator Alcatraz, where they have a store, they're going to store immigrants. And I saw photos of this. This place is not a big place. It has no more than 20 cots in there, surrounded by fence. Lock people up in there. And they went around taking a look at it, looking down at it. And it reminds me of a movie that I saw years ago, Alex Haley movie called Roots, when the slave masters was going around touring the places where they're going to take down and hide the future slaves. That's exactly what that looked like. When they left that place, for some reason, the places started to flood. Water was seeping out of the floor, touching electrical wires after they left. Now that may be a warning, that may be a signal. Okay? But there's nothing more to say because a lot of you voted for this. Now, I'm going to say this before I wrap up this segment. Those of you who had voted for this guy, and that's your privilege, all right, for whatever reason. Some later said, I'm sorry I voted for this guy, because he duped us. He duped you all. But what about the rest of you guys? I'm going to ask you, at this particular point, are you good with this? Are you actually good with this? Is this okay with you? Everything that he's done up until now, is it okay to you? Are you okay with this? Some people may be thinking, well, no, that's not okay. I'm not for that. I mean, I voted for him, but I'm not okay with this. But then on the other hand, there are people saying, yeah, why not? Well, I say to you people, wait till it hits home and then come back on the show and let me know if it's okay with you. For all of you who are watching me, who may know me personally and who may voted for this guy, I'm going to ask you the same question. Are you okay with this? And if you know me personally, are you okay with this? And if your answer is, yeah, I'm okay with that, that's no problem. But I say to you, wait till it hits home. But if it hits home, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. So many things are happening, and every day is a new day. And every day you wake up, you wonder what's next. When you think there's a bottomless pit, you'll find out later there is nothing down there but an infinity sign. It goes lower. And I was always under the impression that there's always a bottomless pit. Not anymore. Not anymore. And I said this once and I'll say it again. I don't think this guy is going to make or finish out 4 years of his term. I don't think he's going to finish out 4 years in his term. The reason why I don't believe that, for a lot of reasons, but a new reason came up, is that he's starting to show, and he's done it for a long time. He's starting to show signs of dementia. Can't run a country that way. But then again, hey, maybe the Republicans say, hey, he's a little off, but he'll come out of it. He'll snap out of it. We will see what we will see. And speaking of seeing, I have movies that I wanted to give to you guys. I have a few of them right now, so I better get started right away with them. I'm going to go back to 1963. This is called Bye Bye Birdie with Janet Lee, Dick Van Dyke, and Maureen Stapleton. That's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Being that this is the 4th of July holiday weekend, it's Yankee Doodle Dandy from 1943. James Cagney, Joan Leslie, and Walter Houston. Turner Classic Movies. That's Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. Good way of celebrating the 4th of July. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes from 1953. Jane Russell, Marilyn Monroe, and Charles Coburn. That's Turner Classic Movies. It's Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. The Night of the Hunter, 1955. Robert Mitchum, Shelley Winters, and Lillian Gish. That's Turner Classic Movies. This Friday. That's Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then you have My Man Godfrey, a 1936 movie, black and white. William Powell, Carol Lombard, and Alice Brady. That's Turner Classic Movie. That's Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Sex and the Single Girl. Now, this is 1964. This is a colorized movie starring Tony Curtis, Natalie Wood, and Henry Fonda. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 3:45 p.m. Eastern. And Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf from 1966. That's with Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton, and George Segal. It's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Okay, I hope you get a chance to watch all of these movies. Go to Turner Classic Movies and check out the program guide, because there may be other movies that you may be interested in as well. Right? Movies that I didn't mention, but these are my picks of the week. And you'll find that when you go there, you can also go on demand, where you could see pay-per-view movies, or you have a lot of great movies, classic movies that are free. And then, of course, you have a lot of kid programs. You have documentaries. You have sporting events. It's all right there. Just go for them. I hope you enjoy these movies. It is the 4th of July. Before we go up, I want to let you know that we're not going to be on the air tomorrow for the coffee hour. All right. Being that it's the 4th of July, we're taking tomorrow off. So you can check us out. We'll come back on the Friday after. That's the 11th of July. We'll be back and resume the coffee hour. But you can catch us back here too next week at 8 p.m. Eastern. For more of Talk Back Live, we have sports, and we'll keep delivering that for you. the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. So we got that. Remember, no show tomorrow. Enjoy your holiday. We look forward to it. Now, keep in mind that this is a dangerous time. A lot of people are going out and they're going to fly out and things like that. But be very careful how you celebrate it. You want to celebrate it, keep away. Let the professionals take care of the fireworks for you. Okay, keep that in mind. Professionals. For you, it may be dangerous. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for me. My 4th of July holiday weekend is officially underway, so I will catch you back here starting next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more of Talk Back Live, and then, of course, the coffee hour the following day. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day, morning, afternoon, good evening, and a good night. Enjoy your 4th of July holiday. It's a long weekend, and enjoy it safe, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allan. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.